Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Semi-Original Guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another live league game of the day. Today is a very special one, folks. We are actually going to be featuring a 2-for-1 special today, because we have What's an Indirect, aka High Funds, High Fun, and Starflash250, two very famous players in the live league. Now, What's an Indirect? This is an alt of High Funds, High Fun. So, he is a very good player. Very good player indeed. But I happened to notice that these two players played almost back-to-back in the live league. So I figured, why not just show both of the matches? So, we're going to start off with round one here. We are playing on Caustic Love today. This is a mixed base matchup, which is also base light. It is mirrored, but it's a diagonal mirror, similar to Caustic Finale in a lot of ways. We have comm towers in the middle instead of on the sides. Other than that, pretty straightforward map. It looks like it is a standard land battle. There's no air units on this map from what I can see, but we do have double labs instead of HQs. So I think we are in for a very good time here, folks. So our COs are Jess and Adder. So Jess is a day-to-day ability, will get plus 10% firepower on her vehicle units, but lose 10% firepower on all other units. Her turbocharged co-power will increase her movement range by +1 and increase her firepower bonus, and the overdrive super co-power will increase the movement by 2 and further increase that firepower bonus. And we also have Adder. So Adder is a day-to-day ability, will have nothing, but he will be able to get +1 and +2 movement from his co-power and super co-power respectively. So he's a very good CO, folks. Very, very strong fella. So we're gonna have to do something here though, because Starflash is Purple Lightning. Now High Fun's High Fun, he might be Purple Lightning too, but not today, folks. Today, What's an Indirect is going to be Acid Rain, and High Fun, or Starflash is going to be Purple Lightning, because that's just the way it goes. Now I think everybody's facing the right way, more or less. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into round one, folks, and see what went down in the live league today. Gotta love that theme. Love that theme, folks. Unfortunately, it's going to be over very soon, because on the first few days, we have standard infantry builds. Because you got to get the infantry on the field, folks. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is making sure your units are fueled, because you don't want to be running out of fuel just randomly in the middle of a matchup. Now, Jess doesn't have to worry about rule #2 in Advanced Wars by Web, because her co-power will also give her a refuel on ammunition and fuel. So that is a little secret little thing about Jess that's not really so secret, but is very cool. So as we can see, folks, Starflash is moving out, moving the units all the way to the top corner already, and sending some units down to the bottom. What's an Indirect is doing basically the exact same thing. So, you know, not really too much of a deviation here in the strategies so far. Starflash just continuing the infantry builds, but busts out the first tank of the day over here on day 4. So day 4 tank, very strong. I feel like this map would be very good for artillery, actually. There's a lot of choke points on this map that I think would get a lot of benefit from some nice artillery placement. Now, whether or not we're going to see a lot of artillery on this map is a completely other story, but maps that don't actually involve any air, we tend to see a little bit more indirects, that's for sure. So Starflash has an option here. He could go up and interrupt this capture from the forest, which would definitely delay that property. However, he's not going to go for it. He's not going to go for it. He's going to try to grab the corner property by the looks of it here. But considering that What's an Indirect has actually finished the capture on that property, he is no longer going to be able to have that option, or have the luxury of going to cap that corner property. He's just going to have to stand there and look at it. That's all he can do, because he's not going to be able to get it. Yep, he's gonna go and grab the property that's a little bit like further back. So safer property. Oh, okay, here we go. So we have an engagement here, folks. We have a tank engagement on an infantry to interrupt, and we are going to finish the KO, begin the capture on that property right there. So very aggressive play over here from Starflash. Now this is going to end up having a tank get hit first. We're gonna have a first strike tank right here, folks. Here we go. Boom, there it is. And this will actually allow for a follow-up attack with the second tank, taking that infantry all the way down to 3. Now, we do manage to get a property out of that engagement for Starflash, but tank gets taken down to 5. And we get a second property interrupted. So that is going to maybe come back and bite him. It might come back and bite him a little bit later on, but we shall see. Now, I've watched lots of Starflash games, and he's not really too afraid of, you know, getting hit first. Sometimes it's part of his plan, you know. Alright, we go and send the tank forward to attack the infantry, further injuring that guy. So he's not going to be able to cap that comm tower. At least not right away. But we do lose the tank in the engagement. And we begin the capture. That will allow for a 2-hit on that infantry for sure if Starflash is feeling a little bit feisty. You know, if he's feeling brave, he's going to go for that interrupt on the comm tower. But let's see. Let's see if he feels that feisty, folks. Ooh, we do got a double hit on that infantry up north, completely eliminating that man, taking him off of the field of battle. He is not going to be coming back anytime soon. And we have another interrupt. Ooh, and another interrupt. Is this going to be throwing away another tank in order to further interrupt properties? This is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So Starflash is not really, like, you know, overly behind in tank count at all. As we can see here, he's got 3 tanks down south, 2 tanks, you know, sort of up north. What's an Indirect has 5 tanks on the field, and he's going to be able to get 1 more this turn. So he is going to be, I would say that he would be slightly ahead, but then Starflash is just going to be able to do double tank next turn, or will he? Will he? Yes, he will. He will be able to do double tank next turn. So, I mean, even after losing that tank, he's basically just going to be even on tanks at the end of the day. I think, right? Maybe a little bit ahead? No. Yeah, he'll be even. He'll be even. More or less. Alright, so continuing the attack here, interrupting the properties even further. Now, this is not really that bad of an idea from Starflash, so it is going to put him ahead in the property game here. And we already have a power, folks. We have a power on day 9. Day 9 side slip, and he manages to get it from the infantry attack. And I believe this is just barely giving him enough. Yeah, just barely giving him enough charge, like, overall here. Alright, let's see what he manages to do with the side slip. So, yeah, we go up and we snipe out another infantry. Wow. And we go in and cap one of the properties, threaten another cap on a property, bust out the tank, bust out another tank, and then we bring the other tanks back into a nice defensive position, which is great. I mean, this entire engagement that he's done, like all the moves that he's done so far have basically been so that he can guarantee that he will have a property advantage. And it looks like it's paying off here because I'm not sure. Let's consult the old damage calculator here, folks, because if we look at a just tank versus a adder infantry on a plane with a power, it's only going to do 66 to 74% damage. Even if he's followed up by the 1 HP infantry, this guy is not going to be going down. Not going to be going down at all. That's going to guarantee a city flip right here and a flip right here. Well, a capture right here and a flip right here, which is going to put Starflash in an incredibly powerful position, being at 16 properties to what's an Indirect's like, what, 12? Yeah, that is a pretty crazy spot to be in. That's going to make it so he can just bust out tanks willy-nilly all the day long. Beautiful plays indeed. All right, so day 10. It is Starflash's turn, so he flips those properties. That is 16 properties, folks. I mean, if he gets one more property, he could get awfully classy every single turn and build an infantry. Now, whether or not Starflash will be that classy is, you know, you never know. You never know if he's going to be that classy, but he might. You never know. But I think he's more of a tank guy, you know. I think he'll just bust out a whole lot of tanks and just completely overwhelm what's an indirect on the tank game, if it comes down to that. Alright, so what's an indirect? AKA high funds, high fun. He does have a 7 HP infantry going down south to threaten some flips over here. He's got a few tanks guarding, but not really too much, like, overall. Hasn't acquired the comm tower, so he's going to have to just give up that space. Can't really fight into the amount of tanks that are over there at the moment from Starflash. So Starflash is able to just move in, use all of his tanks as blockers so that he can acquire this comm tower. Now, if he gets this comm tower, that is going to be 120% firepower adder, which is a dangerous thing. That is a dangerous thing indeed. All right, so he might lose. It is a possibility that he might lose this property. If what's an indirect plants his tank right here, we wouldn't be able to. I guess we can't really move in there anyways from that position. We can't move in there from that position. You know what? He might get it. I think he's going to get that property. But if he flips one property, it's not really a huge deal. I mean, he's going to get that comm tower. He's still going to be ahead in properties. What's an indirect is not going to reach the 14,000 funds threshold that he really needs to be super effective on this kind of a map. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Oh, we're going to set up to attack up north again. But as you guys can see, what's an indirect gets awfully classy, folks. He busts out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web, the classy medium tank. You love to see it, folks. Absolutely legendary buy right here. And it couldn't have come at a better moment because there is a whole lot of Starflash tanks just floating around the map, just ready to cause violence, folks. Absolutely ready. Let's see what Mr. Indirect decides to do here. Brings all 3 of his tanks in range of attacks, but has the classy boy ready to defend. So this is nice. Doesn't really want to attack into this. That's not really enough units over here to do that. However, there is quite a few infantry over here, so we are going to be threatening a city flip and a lab flip pretty soon if we don't do something about that. Now, capturing one lab, it's not going to win you the game, but it's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. You know what? It puts the threat of being able to end the game by a second lab capture in your opponent's mind. Nice little engagement right there. Puts the tank on the road to guarantee that we're going to get that flip once again, so not too shabby. Now, lots and... There we go. Classy. Classy AF, folks. Both of these players... Chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss. But yeah, Starflash is doing a really good job at not really engaging when he doesn't have to here, because he doesn't want Jess to just have a co-power. Now, Jess can have a co-power and have her, you know, co-power firepower on all of her attacks. It will be very bad. But in this sort of a case right here, Jess has to at least do, at minimum, 1 engagement before popping the power. So let's see what they managed to do here. So yeah, Classy Boy just goes up and takes a shot on an infantry. That's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that one. Alright, we're going to take a shot on tank. So yeah, 2 engagements is what he would need in order to get a power. So 1 engagement was not quite enough. Although if he did take a little bit more counter damage here, he would have got the power. So, I mean, all in all, is what it is. Not second classy medium tank. Oh my lord. Alright, Starflash prevents the capture of that property. And now... Oh, would you look at this? He's moving in. He's moving in with some boys. He's got 2 boys moving in. Oh, what is this? A shot on the classy boy. He's going for a power, folks. He is going for a power. Absolutely. All right, second side slip of the match here. Let's see what he manages to do. Okay, the second side slip was completely for this move, allowing us to break. Beautiful. That is actually like, ow. Got an itchy eyeball. That is a wonderful attack. Let's check that out. Boom. That allows us to move in with a tank, get another clear, and this is going to allow us to get another capture. Wow. Take a first strike on a tank. Take a first strike on another tank. Oh my god, and we're attacking the classy boy again with a tank. Holy macaroni and cheese, man. What a wild man. Look at this. We have 2 tank engagements down here, taking the classy boy down to 6. That's like, he's not going to be very effective with that guy right now. But he does have a Just Superco power. Got the overdrive, folks. So overdrive is going to be very effective. Indeedio. Sack a tank so that we can get a break. And we attack a tank. And then we attack a tank. That doesn't allow us to interrupt the capture, however. But it does do quite a bit of damage. Alright, clear a tank. Clear a tank. Clear a tank. Would we clear? Oh, it doesn't clear that tank, but almost clears the tank. Yeah, that was quite a few first strikes in response. So that was not too shabby at all. That does take Starflash's value all the way down to 60,700. So was it worth it? Maybe. We flip a property. We're back to 16-13, folks. Which is pretty good. Pretty good for Starflash. Not so good for what's an indirect, but pretty good for Starflash. He's feeling pretty confident about that. Alright. 4 HP tank moving in. Gets clear. We are going to attack a 6 HP tank. Taking it to 3-3. And then 6-6 engagement to a 3-3 engagement. Taking it all the way down to 1. Continuing the capture on the property as well. Ooh. Take a unfavorable trade. But that does take that tank down to fairly low health. Bring the 1 HP tank back, get a heal, double tank buy. All in all, not too bad. Not too bad. So this guy's sitting down at 5. So in order for us to get this, we would have to either sack this tank and move in with this guy. Oh wait, no, we can just move right there. Yeah, we can interrupt that with just the infantry. So that's more or less fine. I don't think we're in range with the classy boy though. Yeah, we're not in range with the classy boy to attack the ooh, wait. Yeah, no, we're fine. We ain't gonna see any classy boy on classy boy violence just yet. Maybe in the future, you never know. But we get the interrupt on that property, and that was probably like the biggest thing. So we have 16,000 funds. We could do something very stinky and like join these guys together, but I mean, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? You could buy a stinky Neo tank that way, but why would you want to do that? That's stinky. That's stinky talk. Just buy a tank. Perfect. Oh, you know what? What's an indirect is probably not going to buy indirects. Because his name is What's an Indirect. So he's probably just a tank player. Buh. There we go. Yeah, no, he's a tank player for sure. Alright. Classy boy on classy boy action right there. Yep. Managed to take him out. Very sad. You hate to see it. Oh, we're threatening another flip. Interrupt. We're doing a capture on a property down south too, which is absolutely huge. Bringing a tank up here to try to interrupt this as well. I think it is going to be possible. 1 strike should take it down to at least a minimum like 3. We have 2 comm towers though, so I'm just curious. Let's take a quick little gander at the firepower of this wonderful adder tank. Yeah, I would take it all the way down to 2 or 1, so that guy would be completely gone. Or not completely gone, but unable to finish the capture for sure. Now, he's giving them options once again, folks. You know, I like talking about options. Now, he has to either attack the infantry and interrupt the capture, or attack the tanks. But if he goes into attack the capture, he is going to get counterattacked by tanks. So, oh boy. What's he going to do? That is the question. We're going to attack. So yeah, this is going to result in a first strike of 2 tanks. Interesting. Turbocharge. Very interesting indeed. What does the turbocharge accomplish? Turbocharge accomplishes a classy on classy attack over here, folks. Oh boy, here we go. Boom. That is a massive, massive hit. Holy macaroni and cheese, man. It's crazy. That's a crazy attack. So much damage. Like, all the way down to 3. It's massive. Alright, Starflash. He's got 12 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock. What's an Indirect going to be playing on increment for the rest of the game here? More or less. Are we going to see a power? We see a power, folks. Another side slip. +1 movement. Let's see what he manages to do with it. More than anything else, I mean, one of the great things you can get from side slip is just getting the passive firepower bonus as well. Manages to interrupt the capture, takes out an infantry, interrupts this infantry. Now, is that enough? Ooh, it's not enough. He's gonna get the flip, but Starflash brings a infantry forward to get the property right back afterwards. So you'll love to see it, folks. Ooh, infantry interrupted but not down. Oh, Starflash. We thought he was going to be the hero that we all deserved, but it turns out he's just a stinky boy. But maybe he invests in soap, so you never know. Alright, so Neil is on the field. Neil is going to get some stinky revenge for our poor classy boy that fell in battle over here. So, will it be enough to take out this classy medium tank sitting at 9 HP? Maybe. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This 2-tower adder is just absolutely nuts though, man. It's like, oh. I would hate to be in that situation. Alright. I mean, you're essentially just fighting Max, but better. Redeems himself by buying another classy boy. That's how it's done, folks. Keep the classy to Neo ratio. Higher classy, less Neo. That's how you do it. Alright. It's already day 19 also. And What's an Indirect is technically behind by... what would it be? So, 1, 2, 3. He's behind by 3 properties in total because of the comm towers, right? So they both count as a property when it comes to the overall property count. So he's only behind by 1K in actual funds, but behind 3 properties in total. Day 19, Starflash is moving that stinky boy out, but he's also going to be moving that classy boy out. So things are looking pretty good over there. Managed to flip the property. We are still trying to flip this top property. It's sitting at 4 right now, so I mean, it's not looking too bad. He could join next turn, so What's an Indirect is going to have to go and interrupt that. I mean, he doesn't have to interrupt it right away, but I mean, he has to interrupt it eventually. Like, it's got to happen. Starflash busting out another classy medium tank, though, folks. Like, you love to see it. It's almost like he's saying, I'm sorry, Semi. I know. I had to get stinky, but I'm making it up to you. I'm making up to you by just busting out more classy boys. Now, I don't know if that's exactly what he's thinking, but I'm going to pretend like it is. Alright. Threatening another cap. And then bring... ooh, that was a nice little... Tokyo drifting all the way over there. Taking that guy all the way down to 3. Boom. Pops another guy for 60% damage. Does a block and then joins, so that guy's at 9 HP, so that was very nice. Probably gonna... oh yeah, we don't get a join cap, but we do just get a normal cap. So, that's fine. That's fine. Not gonna be able to interrupt that. We don't really have enough attacks over here. We could sack one, then attack, but yeah, we don't have enough to break it. And these classy boys are just gonna have a field day down south here pretty soon. Day 21. We further interrupt the property. We do the sack, but then we resign because Starflash just has too many classy boys on the field. And what are you supposed to do against that many classy boys? You just resign and you hope the next game goes better, folks. So congratulations to Starflash for that win over What's an Indirect. That was a pretty good battle. But you know what? Once Starflash got hold of those two comm towers, it was basically over from that point. Now, there is things that What's an Indirect might have been able to do to sort of swing it, but they're both very good players. So it's very hard to make things happen when your opponent is just doing things that are really good, you know? Just the way it is, folks. But well fought indeed. Well fought indeed. Actually, more than anything, I think it was like maybe like I don't know specifically, but lots and lots of, you know, reserve from Starflash not attacking in until he actually had like a really good attack. But more than anything, like this attack right here, the attack that he went in for right here, while you think it would, like, you know, not be very good because you're allowing yourself to get hit first, it actually worked out really good because he denied him property. Then he denied him property over here. He got ahead in property. He got a comm tower, denies the comm tower, and then manages just to pull ahead in vehicle count because he has the 14,000, where What's an Indirect is not. So very well played indeed. We're going to queue up the next match here, though. Alrighty, folks, we're on round 2 here. What's an Indirect and Starflash once again. Now, we are on Octagon. So Octagon is a cool map. I've actually never seen Octagon before, but as you guys can see, it's an Octagon. We have single comm tower, or no, double comm tower on this map, and 3 bases, and an airport, and a port, pre-deployed black boats. What more could you ask for, folks? What more could you ask for indeed? Now, we have Max and we have Olaf. So this is a very interesting matchup indeed. Max's whole gimmick against Olaf is he has to be able to do enough damage to Olaf before the Winter Fury hits. So we're going to see if What's an Indirect, who does not build indirects, will be able to play Max efficiently enough to destroy Starflash's Olaf. So Max, as a day-to-day ability, will get plus 20% firepower on his direct combat units, but lose 1 range and minus 10% firepower on those indirect units. His normal co-power will boost the movement range of direct combat units by plus 1, increasing their firepower, and the super co-power increase it by 2, and further increase that firepower bonus. Now we also have Olaf, who has no day-to-day abilities, but he does have his co-power and super co-power, which will... Oh, wait, no. Olaf is immune to snow. That's his day-to-day ability. His normal co-power will make it snow, and his super co-power will do 2 damage globally and make it snow. So it is a wild, wild co-power, folks. Everybody fears the Winter Fury, for when it comes, things get awfully cold. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this one, folks. We're going to go with Gray Sky and Red Fire today because they're facing each other, and it's going to look cool. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this one. On the first few days, folks, standard infantry builds, because you got to get the infantry on the field. This is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is making sure you stall so that your Winter Fury hits really, really hard. It's the #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. Don't forget it. Alright. So this is going to be an interesting matchup too, because it's kind of, it's a mirrored map once again, but it's mirrored diagonal. And I can see like the fighting line basically just being cut down right in the middle here. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game indeed. Alright, so What's an indirect? Capping the properties. Looks like he's going to be trying to acquire that airport. Starflash is already capping the airport, so we're going to be seeing some air units in this game very, very soon. Definitely going to be seeing an early transfer copter, more or less, because we want to be able to get both of those comm towers very, very quickly, because the fighting is going to happen really soon on this map, and Olaf is going to want that 120% firepower. And Max is going to want that 140% firepower. So we're going to have Grim +1, essentially. You know, we're going to have Grim +10. But I like Grim +1. It sounds better. Alright, so day 6. We got the tank on the field. Tanks are rolling in from both sides here. Approaching the middle. Second tank over here from What's an Indirect. We actually base skip. That's probably a misclick, more or less, because we have the funds available to buy a tank, but we base skip. So these things do happen. Sometimes happen to the best of us. You know, it is live. Sometimes you're just rushing your moves and you want to get them done really, really quick. Ooh. Listen to those cheers, folks. Beautiful 5 property capture right there. Boosting his overall income up to 15K, which is going to be very good. Double infantry drop with the black boat, just like Starflash. And we bust out the battlecopter. Tank chains are moving in also here, folks. Alright, so battlecopter is going down south to actually deny these properties. That's a nice move. It's actually a nice move indeed. Most people would just send their battlecopter into the middle of the map, but Starflash is not doing that. He's sending it down. He's going to try to deny the properties. He's going to try to do the same thing that he did last game. And that is just get more properties than What's an Indirect and then smother them. It's essentially what he's going for here, folks. Ooh, What's an Indirect? Gets a little cheeky interrupt. Taking that guy all the way down to 7. Not too shabby at all. Starts capturing on the comm tower in the middle. Bringing the tanks forward. And just applying lots and lots of pressure here. Putting his units super far forward. Just inviting the attacks. Which Starflash really doesn't want to do. Maybe he wants to do it. You never know. But 3-star terrain, 3-star terrain versus 1-star terrain or 0. Yeah, that's a rough one. That's a rough one. Let's see this copter go up and interrupt this port. Yeah. Gnarly little attack here, folks. Beautiful. Alright, counter attacks. Gets the double cap. So, What's an Indirect isn't going to be able to stop the capture of these properties because they're already captured, right? So he might as well move his copter into the center of the map, more or less. He could go up and still, like, injure one of them, but they're going to get dropped off anyways. I don't know. Let's see what he decides to do, though, because he's got options. Although, with the purchase of that anti-air unit, his options are going to become limited for what the battlecopter is going to be able to do. Goes up, and he takes out that infantry. Beautiful. Yeah, we don't want him to be camping that property, that's for sure. Alright, so both players do have an anti-air on the field now. Oh, we go up and interrupt another property. Going to try to acquire the middle property as well. Double tank infantry buy this turn. And then passes it over to Starflash on the bottom of day 9 right here. Do we have a 2-shot? Oh, we don't have a 2-shot. We only have a 1-shot. So, not going to be able to effectively take the shot. This copter is now officially denied the capture of this property. It's not going to be able to go through. This infantry is... yeah, he's not going to... that's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. Ooh, and he starts the capture on the city. Drops off both of the infantry. And now we have 3 infantry and an anti-air up north. Which is going to be super difficult for What's an Indirect here. It's like, what is he going to be able to do against that with what he's got available to him? Now, Starflash doesn't actually build a tank up north. So, yeah, there's no tanks. but there is an anti-air. Tank could come up here and threaten the anti-air, but this copter can't effectively attack right now. This copter's probably gonna have to think of something else to do here. Yeah, it's gonna run away. Without a doubt, that's definitely the best move you can do at the moment. Bust out another copter. Gotta love it. You gotta love the copter game, folks. Copters, super strong in Advance Wars. Maybe the number 3 priority in Advance Wars by Web is making sure that you have a healthy copter count. Because copter lives matter, folks. Boom! Snipe out an infantry at 2 health. We managed to attack another infantry and then snipe that guy out. Easily taking that guy out and then managed to begin a capture. And we have an artillery backing up this front now. So that's going to be very difficult for Max to fight into. Max does not like artillery. He hates artillery. He hates fighting artillery. Artillery are the bane of Max enjoyers everywhere. Oh, we are going right up here, folks. Yeah, we do not even care. We don't even care right now. We have had enough of the Olaf shenanigans and we are diving in. Taking out a tank. Doing another attack on a tank, bringing the battlecopter into the middle of the map. Is that in range? No, it's not. Beautiful. Sniping out that infantry and then bringing the tank forward again. We have so many tanks in range of Olaf first strikes right now, but we did do quite a bit of damage. Ooh, this is getting spicy, folks. This is a healthy dose of cayenne pepper over here. All right. Day 11, what is Starflash going to do in response to this? I mean, obviously, he's probably going to be fighting into it, but very curious. All right, so we counterattack with a double infantry strike. We take out a 1 HP infantry, begin a capture. So this is mostly the northern attacks that are happening at the moment here. Buys his 2 units. What's an indirect is at 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Like, unfortunately, he's not really managing his time very good. But he's done some pretty good attacks here. So we're definitely out. Oh, what is this? What is this? We don't get that attack? Okay, I gotta look at this, folks. I gotta look at this. Let's check this out. Okay, so we have an Olaf battlecopter. This guy's at 8, 60 to 69% damage. So maximum, this guy is at like what? Like, I don't even know. Okay, we take the attack. He's down to 2. So he's down to 2. Then we attack with this 18 to 20. That's it. That's like such a high percentage that we would be able to KO that guy. And we don't get it. We take him down to 1. Wow. I think What's an Indirect got super lucky right there. Like, without a doubt, that is Nell's. Nell was watching out for Max today, folks. Alright, so Starflash goes Advanced Wars 1 mode and pomps the Blizzard. Now, I think he's actually kind of forced to pop the Blizzard here, because if he doesn't, he's going to get counterattacked massively. But let's see what Max decides to do here. Like, doesn't need to use the co-power to take out the copter. That guy's taken out no problem. Should get another clear here. Yeah, we get the clear. Do a double attack. Taking out... Oh, we don't take out the infantry, though. Ooh. Unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. Wow, so this push worked really good for Max. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, look at that. That 3 HP tank got the clear. Easy money. And we get a clear on the artillery, which is absolutely massive. I mean, Max hates his artillery. Number 4 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is making sure you destroy your opponent's artillery. Without a doubt. Like, that push. That was a massive push. But that wouldn't have been possible if that luck roll went through. I mean, I'm honestly surprised. Honestly, 100% surprised that that did not work. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Like, if that kind of luck happened in a tournament, like, you can be sure that there would be, like, a 9-page report written about it in the Discord. Like, without a doubt. Alright, but carrying on with the match here. Starflash does counter, like, fairly good here. He jumps ahead in unit count. Slightly ahead in value, but this max force. Okay, I thought maybe it was going to be a max blast, but max force. That's fine. We're going to have a little bit of extra firepower, but Starflash gets extremely classy and busts out the classy medium tank. Obviously, that's what you got to do, folks. What is this? What is this? We don't even get that? Like, okay. We gotta bust out our friend the damage calculator again. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Let's see. What is that? 9 to 10? Oh my god. Luck is a hell of a drug, folks. Alright, so we don't get it. So we're forced to go in with a tank and get the interrupt. Like, what are these rolls? That's so bad. Alright. Nice tank strikes. Ooh, is that gonna be? Yeah, that's a KO. Oh, we got Artie on Artie combat here too, taking that guy all the way down to 5, following up with a tank strike, taking him down to 2. And we are sniping out good old-fashioned infantry with our anti-air. Doing what the good Lord intended, folks. Busting out a classy medium tank of his own. Getting awfully classy up in here. Beautiful. Alright, so interrupt that comm tower capture because we definitely don't want that to happen. Now, neither players have actually built a transfer copter and went down for the extra comm tower, so maybe it's not as important to these players as, you know, I might have suspected, but either way, you don't really need 2 comm towers. Like, unless your opponent goes for the comm tower, it's like, you know, I guess you don't really need it. So if no player actually makes a move to grab it, then it's not really necessary. But even if your opponent does make a move to go grab the comm tower, that does give you a couple days advantage in the main field of battle, because your opponent will be slightly behind in their vehicle count for at least a short period of time. So, day 14. Something got capped. What was it? Boom. Beautiful. Classy medium tank rolling up. Followed by an anti-air. So, as you guys can see, what's an indirect? Because he's very low on time, when he's actually down in this area, he's making his buys like right away, right afterwards, which I think is a pretty good move. Because if you end up being like, you know, last minute, moving your last units at the last second, you know, you want to make sure that you have your units on the field for sure. Now, he's ending his turn in a fairly respectable amount of time, though. Like, he's got 1 minute, 41 seconds on the clock, but Starflash, 16 minutes and 19 seconds. 1619. Heh. So he's doing pretty good. He's going to get the Winter Fury this turn, like, without a doubt, though. Yeah, he's even sacking an anti-air so that he can get it. Boom. Pops the Winter Fury. 2 damage globally. And snow. You'll have to see it. Doesn't really get much follow-up to that, though, unfortunately. But he does do the global damage, which in itself is pretty good. Alright, Classy Boy moving up onto a city, doing an attack, and is going to get healed next turn. So, lovely. You'll love to see it. Now, this Classy Boy is actually just out of range of Olaf's Classy Boy as well, due to these forests right here. So he's only able to move into the very end of the forest. So for the time being, medium tank is safe. Pops another anti-air on the field. And just shimmies his units. Builds another indirect. This is an insult to what's an indirect. He doesn't even know what it is. It's just on the field. It's like, what does that guy do? Well, I don't know. Got no idea. I'm just Max. Alright. So, due to the repairs, you know, he doesn't really have a whole lot of funds this turn, so
Mostly just shimmying and repairing, which is smart. You know, he wants to have like maximum unit count. Okay, so this is interesting. So we're gonna attack an infantry. Let me bring the classy boy up. This close to copters? This is kind of a spicy move. I mean, it's very likely that we might do enough damage to that medium tank. I don't know. I'm gonna pop the max force and we're gonna find out. Now the question is, do we even attack the medium tank? I mean, obviously it's a pretty big threat. If it was me, I would probably attack that classy boy. I love classy boys, but only when I use them. Okay, here we go. Actually, I like it when other people use them too. I think everybody just needs to build more medium tanks and just be happy. That's all. So we take out the indirect, because we don't want that guy on the field. We're going to go up and... Ooh, we almost get to clear. Almost. Get to clear. We're going to double attack this classy boy, taking him all the way down to 4. Pretty big hits. Not going to lie. That is very much so crippling Olaf's army right there. I don't really see too much of a counterattack he's going to be able to do in this case. But it is his turn now, and we do have the Super Co-Power music still playing. So let's just continue on here. Ooh. Gonna start a camp over here. I mean, once again, that's not gonna really work. But he's gonna try. Classy boy's gonna go get some heals. We're gonna attack a battlecopter. We're just gonna wall. Gonna wall it up. Build another classy boy. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so... I mean, what do you do in this situation? I think you just continue to hammer. Just continue hammering. Just hammer him down. Let's see if he's going to hammer him down. Is he going to hammer him down, or is he going to run away? He's playing on increment once again, though, so he's definitely really low on time. So hopefully he manages to get his moves out. Okay, he's going to run away. Not going to hammer him down. Which is fine. Oh. Alright, so we moved over here. Starflash is moving in, so we're gonna snipe an infantry. Or was that an infantry, or was that a tank? Yeah, it was an infantry. Alright, let's take out an infantry. Get a copter strike. Get an anti-air strike. Double anti-air strike. That is bringing two tanks in range, though. 3 tanks in range. And we do it for the super. And we pop the super at the end of that attack. That's a pretty big one. It's a pretty big super. Not gonna lie. That is a gnarly little attack. So the other thing here, too, is right before he pops the super, you guys can see that battlecopter is at 2 HP. So after he pops the super, technically any damage done to that battlecopter is going to result in a kill right there, as you guys can see. So, fun fact. It's got 0.0001% health. Alright, so day 19, it is Maxi Boy's turn. Let's see what he manages to do. Gonna get a heal with the black boat, and we are going to try to capture this property. 2 days. 2 days to capture the property, folks. See if it happens. Gonna KO an infantry, KO another infantry, bring the classy boy up. Sniping out infantry. This is just a big old tank fight, folks. That's all it is. Just a big old classic run-of-the-mill tank fight. You love it. I love to see it, folks. Okay, so Starflash, day 19. Carries on with the attack. Continues to destroy battlecopters every single chance he can possibly get. Because when you see a mosquito, you swat a mosquito, folks. Taking out the anti-air. Well, mostly taking out the anti-air. Trying to flip a property right now, too, which is pretty good. Join caps on one of his infantry. Goes up, strikes down another infantry, but is hurting in the unit count at the moment. 20 units to 26 units. Now he's way ahead in value. But What's an Indirect has a Super Co-Power in the bank right now. What's he gonna be able to do with this Super Co-Power? And 2 minutes on the clock? Let's see. Beautiful. Get that interrupt. Love to see it. Tank, sack into medium tank. Oh my god. So tank, okay, let's damage calculate this one. So let's just check this one out here, folks. That is a gnarly little attack. Alright, so we have 2 HP tank into classy medium tank. Probably took a little bit of chip damage along the way, but we do 5 to 6 damage, folks. Then we follow it up with a medium tank. Classy medium tank on medium tank action here. So this would be moved up to 98 to like 108%, like more or less, right? 105, 108, somewhere around there. So very good odds of getting the one-hit KO there. That's some firepower, folks. That's some max force. Max blasting. It's blasting away the competition. Gets an interrupt. Sacks an infantry. Now he doesn't have to move that infantry next turn, so he's going to have even more time to move. You love to see it. Alright, move the rest of the dudes. Very good turn for 2 minutes on the clock. And actually ends it with 3 seconds. But did we cap? We capped. Alright. That's what I'm talking about. What a legend. Alright, Starflash tries his best to fight back from this situation, but it is very difficult. He did lose quite a few units. We are going to be busting out the classy chains, folks, because these players have been incredibly classy. We've only seen one stinky boy the entire time in these 2 battles, so I'm fairly happy about that, you know? Fairly happy about that. But Max is just hammering on Olaf right now. And the black boat has been destroyed. Poor guy. Poor guy. He tried his best. But it's day 21 and Starflash is not giving up yet. But he pops the blizzard and resigns. So he is giving up. What a great time to say it, folks. Fantastic game from these two. So What's an Indirect managed to win 1. And Starflash managed to win 1. So who's going to win the next round between these two guys? I have no idea. But you know what? Let me know in the comments what you think. Who's going to win round 3? When it happens, maybe we'll feature it again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2-for-1 special. And if you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you guys on the next live league game of the day. And until then, take care of yourselves and